Universal basic income, an old communist trick. You may have heard about universal basic income, or UBI. As an economist, it always seemed to me to be a dumb idea. But it keeps coming up, unwanted, kind of like mushrooms in your lawn. The general idea is to streamline government programs, to be fair to everybody, equity, the current buzzword, and ensure everyone has enough money to survive. UBI would roll all existing social payments, workers' compensation, pensions, everything into just one program. It wouldn't matter whether you worked or didn't, were old or young, sick or healthy. Everybody would be guaranteed the same basic income. If you make more than that on your own, good for you. If you're able-bodied and choose to sit at home watching TV and drinking beer, no problem. You still get the UBI. If this sounds a bit like communism, it is. This is promoted as a means of helping people. But you cannot help people by doing for them what they could and should do for themselves. This only creates dependence. It creates slavery. Like I say, it sounds dumb, but it's coming anyway. Several government jurisdictions in North America are now, or recently have been, pilot testing the program. It fits a well-known pattern, the pattern of totalitarian subversion. I'll set aside for now the fact that it's impossible to pilot test a government program that will itself modify human behavior in the long term. As crazy as it sounds, hear me out. One of the key goals of communist or totalitarian subversion is to make people dependent on the government. Then they're too vulnerable to object when the government grabs more tyrannical power. This was explained by former KGB agent Yuri Bezmenov decades ago. Totalitarianism is all about control. To achieve totalitarian control, you have to destroy all individual liberty, personal responsibility, and personal independence. You make people dependent on the government for their safety, their food, their energy, their medical care, their education, their income, everything. Then people are afraid to jeopardize these, so they shut up and do what they're told. We saw this with COVID. For example, everyone getting a government paycheck said nothing about the lockdowns. They kept getting their income, whether they went to work or not. So they went along with the oppression. It was no big deal for them. The COVID experience helped me realize what the silly universal basic income idea is all about. UBI isn't about government efficiency. Governments have no interest in efficiency. It's not about helping people. That's not what governments do. It's about making everyone dependent upon the government in one way or another. Make everyone dependent, then everyone is too vulnerable to object, and everyone is a slave. Give everyone money to keep them quiet, but next, control all the money. That's a topic for a future post. As always, there is a spiritual truth behind this. All spiritual traditions teach self-mastery, self-control, self-discipline, not the control of others. Power over others, control over others is always a tactic of the dark side. God gives us free will. Those people who would deny free will to others set themselves against God and against God's ways. It is difficult to overstate the importance of free will, both from a spiritual perspective and from a material perspective. For example, in the material world, democracy is all about self-government or self-rule. In Greek, demos means the common people, and kratos means rule. Hence, democracy means rule by the common people. Totalitarianism, on the other hand, is all about collecting all power, total power, hence totalitarianism, into the hands of one tyrant who rules by decree. Liberty comes from self-reliance, self-control, and personal responsibility. Take care of yourself first, your family second, your community third. And freedom and responsibility are two sides of the same coin. If you want to protect your freedoms, you must reclaim your responsibilities. It's ironic, even beyond ironic, that a government program promoted as benevolent is really about creating tyranny. You have to look behind the glossy advertising brochure to find the facts. As with all these socialist or communist programs, the promise is a dream, the reality is a nightmare. I explain this and much more in my recent book, What the Hell is Going On? The Web of Fraud That is Enslaving Everyone, and How We Can Escape to Freedom. You can order a copy from your favorite online bookstore or check my website for links, www.cominghomespirit.com. God bless you.